Hi, friends. Thanks for stopping in. I have a very heartfelt and sincere, very honest message for you, my viewers. Both of you, in fact. um, we are about to cross over a bit of a milestone, which is 500 subscribers. And that's a really good thing. Maybe by the time you see this, we may have crossed over it. And I'm very, very, very thankful to you, my most wonderful viewers, who have shown and exemplified your support of what we're doing here by just clicking a button, because it matters a lot to me and to those who you help find us here in our little tribe by doing that. You know how on YouTube it's so common to see YouTubers, which I don't consider myself at all to be a YouTuber. I'm not, but it's so common to see YouTubers who make a money earning career out of their channels. You hear them constantly, smash that like button. Gosh, are we not all sick of hearing that? And hey, come to my Patreon where I tell you the really good stuff, which I can't tell you here on YouTube for free, in other words. And, support me on Locals and buymeacoffee.com and all this kind of stuff where, hey, I'm offering this, but give me this in exchange. So I don't do that. And I'm generally put off by it. I mean, I understand within reason, but in general, people tire of that very quickly. And as I have said many times from the very beginning, and it remains true and it will always remain true, that even if I ever had the opportunity to monetize this channel, which I don't think is going to happen, but even if I had the opportunity, I would never do it and I will not do it. I have vowed that to you. You will never see commercials in my videos. Never. I will never do it. I'm much more put off by that than, people plugging all kinds of merch and Patreon and everything else on their channels. But what I'd like you to do, just for a moment, in order to create some semblance of empathy here, just close your eyes and imagine that you were in a relationship. And in this relationship, you gave and gave and gave freely and wholeheartedly and willingly of yourself 110, 115% for over 2 years. And the other in the relationship reciprocated or demonstrated some form of acknowledgement or appreciation for what you've given less than 10% of the time. And sometimes actually like less than 2% of the time. How long would you keep doing that and feeling that that was okay? That profound disparity of exchange was okay with you? How long would you do that? Another way I could say it a little more emphatically is, how much do you hate yourself to keep in an arrangement like that? So I think you get the point. What I'm getting at is, I created this channel a little over 2 years ago with the sole purpose of sharing practical spiritual insights from my own journey and from the journeys of the select guests who come on and share as well, asking nothing for myself whatsoever in return. I don't want anything. I've never asked anything for myself. I don't do this for me. I don't get from doing this. This was created as a platform for giving. However, to keep in sacred exchange, I think, as a being human, that it's pretty reasonable to hope, maybe even expect, that a good number of the people who receive from the content presented on the channel would feel somewhat compelled to, acknowledge that they appreciated it or derived some value from it by clicking a button, because most of the people are going to watch most of the videos anyway. And if you watch them, they're going to appear in your YouTube feed anyway. But if you subscribe, what that does, it doesn't give me a personal dopamine hit that I'm looking for. I don't, it's not why I do it. But what it does do is help somebody else just like you who hasn't found our little tribe here yet to find us by means of suggestions in their news feed. So, you know, I've never pounded this, you know, this message too much, and I can't imagine I'm going to say it much more ever again. But if you have not yet subscribed, shared the channel, liked the videos, would you please, as a gesture of appreciation or support, would you please do so in order that people who have not found us yet may find us? I can tell you that there's one viewer in Nepal who messaged me, and he said, I really appreciate what you're doing. I think it's great. And in order to show my support to the fullest extent I could conceive of, I not only subscribed, but I also shared the channel with a handful of, you know, spiritually kindred friends. And then I went through the entire list of every video you've ever made and liked every one of them one at a time. Even some that I hadn't fully watched yet. Wow. Wow. Talk about being an angel for the channel. Now, I don't expect anyone to do that, but you could. And you would make a definite huge difference. And I guarantee you that somebody who's watching this message right now found us partly or maybe entirely because of what that gentleman did. And I am very grateful to him, and I know he's watching, and I thank you. Thank you, brother. Now, you know, I said I don't do this for me. I don't ask anything of you from me. I don't sell anything. I'm not promoting things. I don't have an agenda that I use the platform for. It's nothing other than its pure purpose of sharing my gems that I've gathered along my journey, and, as I've mentioned, the gems of the journeys of my guests. But I want to give you a couple of stats that I found, because even though, as some of you know, I've never cared about the stats and the analytics. That's a bother to me. I don't care. I just give the message and that's it. But finally, after looking at how, I'll be honest with you, how lackluster the number of subscribers for this channel has been, I said maybe I should look at it and see what's going on. So I did. And you know what I found out? The channel has had over 20,000 views, but barely 500 people have felt that the channel deserved clicking subscribe or had the motivation to support it by clicking subscribe. Not to mention shares and likes and comments. On BitChute, it's staggering. Less than 1% of viewers feel compelled to subscribe as a gesture of reciprocation. Thank you very much to the 20 people on BitChute who did. And it was at 16 for almost 2 years. Only recently it hit 20. A stellar amount on BitChute, I guess. On BitChute, I generally get many more views, but virtually nobody will subscribe. And I don't know why they ghost the channel like that. All take and no reciprocation. But I do appreciate that many view it, because that's the whole purpose of the channel. But again, subscribing helps more people find it, which is directly serving the purpose of the platform. Less than 1%, or approximately 1%, almost 1% of the viewers on YouTube comment. And it's almost always the same 5 people, which would be Alona, Jan, Shane, Lisa, Susie, and Bob. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to my core crew right there for commenting. And I will tell you, in a very honest and forthcoming way that you have no idea how many times you carried me through another month or another 2 months to keep on going by one comment or one affirmation or compliment about a video. Thank you. I promise you, you have no idea how much it meant to me, and it kept me going. You know, I'm a being human. I'm doing all I can to, you know, as I said, to engage the platform and give everything that I can from what I have to give, and everyone I can invite on that has things to give you as well. But I am, you know, a wounded and limited and imperfect being just like anybody, and I also have emotions and things like that. I try not to let them rule me, but they are there. And there have been many, many times when I wouldn't speak of it. I don't want to put it on the channel. I know that nobody wants to hear it. But there have been many times when I have personally struggled very much with the question of, why am I doing this? Why do I keep doing this? What is the point? And I also know where those thoughts come from, and they don't come from the source that energizes me to keep on going. But that doesn't mean that they aren't there, and that doesn't mean that I am not ever affected by them, because I promise you that there are times when I am affected by them to the point of being debilitated. This channel, according to the stats and analytics, should have approximately almost 5,000 subscribers. So we're right around 500-ish. Do the math. But I just want to conclude that point by saying that you're supporting by means of just clicking a subscribe, sharing with a couple of kindred friends who might appreciate it, and liking as many of the videos as you can, even as a gesture of just support, even if you haven't finished all of them. You are doing this not for me. I am getting satisfaction from your doing it, but it isn't for me. I am satisfied in knowing that the viewers appreciate the content enough to help other people find it, that it reaches them. And then what everybody does with all of it, not my kuleana, nor yours. But I really don't think it's a lot to ask. Just click a button, share a little bit, like some of the videos. I really don't think it's a lot to ask, and there are times when I get very discouraged at how reluctant or lazy people are to do that. And yet they view. So would you please consider today demonstrating your support and appreciation and reciprocation from your sacred exchange for the channel by just doing those simple things, please, for the sake of other people finding us. It would be wonderful if this channel was able to exist at the level of subscribers that it has warranted, which is 10 times more than it has. But I'm thankful for whatever you may offer in exchange by way of support. Subscribe, share, like, all that. Okay, that having been addressed, thank you for staying with me to this point. I would like to tell you something personal in my life. I've been giving as much as I can to the channel for a little over 2 years, over 160 videos, and I'm a bit tired. And not only I'm a bit tired, I am struggling with the disappointment in the reciprocation and responses from the viewers, even though I know they're seeing it. There's, so we've talked about that. But bigger than those 2 points is that I am personally feeling called by Spirit to enter into an undefined, open-ended period of time to dwell in quiet stillness and listening. That's Percy. Um, I'm feeling called within by spirit, not just because I'm tired and grappling with disappointment in the stats and all that. I feel that it's time for me to withdraw within, to retreat within, to go back into womb, the inner womb within, and be there for a while. And with that in mind, I humbly take my absence until such time as I feel it is time for me to come back. In the meantime, there are over 160 videos for you, any of which can be viewed at any time and in any order. If any of you care to copy them for your own hard drive, I recommend a website called 9xbuddy. It's number 9, letter X, buddy.com. You can download any YouTube video on that site for free. And in the meantime, thank you very much to those who have demonstrated your appreciation at this point. And also, thank you from my heart for those of you who now will. God bless you. I bless you. Be the blessing. Thank you. See you on the other side.